In terms of funding and for training, we do actually have an element within the personal health budget that is designated for training. It's not a substantial amount. In fact, it's probably actually not adequate. What we've done so far is being as resourceful as we can in terms of getting some free training. Fortunately, the 3 people that want to do their MVQ3 were eligible for Skills for Care, so we're not actually having to pay for their MVQ3s, which was really important. Blackburn with Darwen have recognised that there is a new market out there, that there will be more families who need to provide mandatory training particularly. So they've actually allowed our staff to use their resource. So we've accessed some moving and handling training and some first aid training. We've approached, obviously our staff need training in resuscitation and intermediate life support. So having had some training myself at Alder Hey, we contacted Alder Hey and asked whether they would be willing to train our staff, which they have been. So we've had 2 sessions at Alder Hey. Again, so for us it's been about being as resourceful as we can. But there has been some training that we haven't been able to access because it's so expensive. We've been offered some moving and handling training through the local council, and there is very much a sense that ticks the box, ticks the box for moving and handling training, but there was a lot of the content that really wasn't very relevant to working in this setting. What would have been really helpful if it was available would have been to have actually had a trainer come to our home to actually train on our equipment, so on our ceiling track hoist, on our mobile hoist, and also to get a better sense of what the training, what the training needs would be, what the difficulties are around moving and handling. Particularly seeing as Mitchell's obviously sort of approaching adulthood and he's quite big now, and also there are issues around what do I do with his vent when I'm moving him at night to change him. Do I have to take it off? Can I there's all sorts of different complications. So if we could have had somebody come and actually done some training in-house, that would have been much more useful. One of our issues is that we haven't got the financial resources to send people off onto day courses, because obviously we then need to pay for somebody else to support Mitchell on that actual day, and the funding that we have is simply the number of hours that we need. So we haven't got any slack, if you will. So it's about sending people off on training. It's about recognising that there is potential for people to be doing their training while they're actually on the job. So certainly in terms of the night times, it would be really useful to have some resources online, so that some of the training that people needed to do, they could do online during the night. One of the things that would have been useful for us when we came to think about training the staff was some resource, some template that would have given us a starting point. As it stands, we actually had to write our training portfolio from scratch. And although we were willing to do that, and we did it because it was the only option, I can see that it isn't a realistic way for a lot of families to do it. It was very time consuming, and in fact it probably took us about 3 months to actually write it.